splitting in a phone call, dueling breakup songs, and who did Taylor Swift's famous All Too Well song target? From famous musicians to Hollywood stars, here's what we know about Taylor Swift's exes. Joe Jonas and Taylor Swift dated way back when she was first starting out, but their brief pairing is one of Swift's most discussed relationships. The two began dating in July 2008 and broke up in October of that year. When Swift released her second album, Fearless, the following month, it had a song about Jonas called Forever and Always. Then, when promoting the album, Swift went on the Ellen DeGeneres show and told the world that Jonas dumped her on the phone, which she followed up with a humorous MySpace post about it. The exes had been on good terms for years by the time Jonas started dating Swift's friend Gigi Hadid, and things continued congenially after Jonas married Sophie Turner, an admitted Swiftie. But when Turner and Jonas split, Swift's immediate gravitation toward Turner rekindled the focus on her own history with Jonas. The pop star was seen out on the town with Turner multiple times, and she even offered her a place to crash in New York City while Turner dealt with a messy custody dispute. Jonas was then on the first leg of the Jonas Brothers World Tour, but the travel could not keep his name out of the news cycle. Thankfully, he and Turner are now in a much more amicable place than they were previously.
The Swifties, do they like you or do they hate you?
I hope to think they like me.
Taylor dated Till after he appeared as her love interest in the You Belong With Me video in 2009. The pair were together from March until April of that year, but broke up due to a lack of romantic chemistry. Till told MTV News, "We dated for a little bit, but there was no friction because we were too nice. We just really both liked each other. But most relationships work out because you get along and then you don't. And then you make up and it's passionate. And with us, I really just liked her as a friend. That's the only reason that didn't work out." On the personal front, little is known about the super secretive actor. He was seen out around town with his girlfriend, Skylar Samuels, in 2021, but the pair have not been photographed together in a long while. Samuels now wears a ring and spoke about a fiancé in 2023, but it has never been confirmed if Till is the one who put a ring on it. Taylor Lautner once dated Swift and is now married to a woman named Taylor Dome, who now also goes by Taylor Lautner.
And was it at first sight?
I feel like more so for me.
That's got to get confusing when the three of them hang out, which they for sure do given that the exes are great friends. Lautner and Swift were a couple from October to December 2009, originally meeting on the set of their film Valentine's Day. Unlike with some of Swift's other relationships, there was no rocky period where the exes were ever on the outs, and they were even seen out for lunch together a few months after their breakup. Swift told Glamour in 2010, "He's one of my best friends, he's wonderful, and we'll always be close. I'm so thankful for that." Swift eventually fell out of touch with Lautner, but they always remained fond of each other. Once they picked their friendship back up in 2023, Swift also became close with Lautner's partner. In 2023, male Lautner appeared in Swift's music video for the song I Can See You, and he even showed up at a stop on the Eras tour to help mark its debut. His wife was on set to hang out too, and her gushy Instagram tribute to the singer made it clear the tale of three Taylors is a happy one. When they are not hanging out with Swift, the Lautners co-host a podcast called The Squeeze. John Mayer is perhaps Swift's most controversial relationship, in no small part because of the things that have happened since. They only dated from December 2009 to February 2010, but their short relationship is forever immortalized in their dueling breakup tracks about each other. Swift's Dear John is a cutting track, and one the singer has actually called her most scathing. Mayer told Rolling Stone the song humiliated him and called it cheap songwriting, and then went on to release a much less successful Swift-focused song called Paper Doll. It's been more than a decade, so Mayer is hopefully over it all by now. He is certainly busy, with a SiriusXM curated music channel and an upcoming Vegas residency with the supergroup he is a part of, Dead & Company. We will never know for sure if Jake Gyllenhaal still has Taylor Swift's scarf, but one thing is certain, he no longer has her heart. Swift dated the actor from October 2010 until either December or January, depending on who you ask. Though it was a short relationship, the breakup led to one of Swift's most beloved songs, All Too Well, which has unfortunately turned some Swifties against the actor. When Swift released a 10-minute version of the song on her Taylor's version of Red, some militant fans took to social media to bully Gyllenhaal, who had to turn off his Instagram comments. He told Esquire, "It has nothing to do with me. It's about her relationship with her fans." Still, Gyllenhaal did take a bit of a jab at Swift when he said, "At some point, I think it's important when supporters get unruly that we feel a responsibility to have them be civil and not allow for cyberbullying in one's name." Gyllenhaal is still acting and has been in 6 projects since 2021, with 5 more in development. The The star appears happy on the personal front and has been dating model Jean Caillot since 2018.
I mean, now I see. You're in love.
I love her so much.
Conor Kennedy has been in the news a lot in 2024, at least for someone who keeps details about his private life relatively locked down. That is because his father, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., is running as an independent candidate for President of the United States. Interest in Conor has been high ever since he dated Taylor Swift back in the summer and fall of 2012. The couple were together from July to October, and they caused a stir for a couple of reasons beyond his being a Kennedy. First, Swift purchased a home across from his family's compound in Massachusetts, only 6 weeks after they started dating, which many found odd, including Kennedy himself. Second, he was only 18 and a high school senior at the time, which seemed like a peculiar choice for a 22-year-old world-famous musician. Swift and Kennedy ended without any drama, and he has largely stayed out of the spotlight. However, it is known that Kennedy released some music the year after dating Swift, is big into activism, and graduated from Georgetown Law. He also volunteered to fight in Ukraine, which he divulged on Instagram to get ahead of an interview where his father revealed it. Kennedy has been in a relationship with Brazilian singer Jula B since late 2021, and they made a rare public appearance in January 2024 to support Kennedy's stepmom, Cheryl Hines, at the Curb Your Enthusiasm Season 12 premiere party. Of all of Taylor Swift's exes, Harry Styles is probably the only one who is anywhere close to her in terms of level of fame. One Direction was an immensely popular band, and Styles has become a bona fide pop icon since going solo. A fashion icon who pushes boundaries and challenges gender norms, Styles has also become somewhat of a queer icon. Styles is fabulous now, but he was pretty darn cool back when he dated Swift as well. The pair began their romance in November 2012, but reportedly broke up in January 2013 after a bad argument. Swift has written numerous songs allegedly about Styles, and he has at least one about her.
So here we go, the one about Taylor Swift. No!
Still, the exes have been chummy when running into each other in recent years. Styles has been dating Taylor Russell since summer 2023, and things are said to be quite serious. Taylor Swift met Calvin Harris backstage at the Elle Style Awards in February 2015, but there are conflicting reports on whether they started dating that month or in March. They went Instagram official in April and made their first public appearance in May. The couple's breakup is also debated, as some sources say it happened in May 2016 and others place it in June. No matter the exact date, everyone agrees that the split was messy. After it was reported that Swift was a writer on Harris's hit, This Is What You Came For, under a pseudonym, Harris took to rage tweeting, writing, "I know you're off tour and you need someone new to try and bury like Katy Perry, etc., but I'm not that guy. Sorry, I won't allow it." So clearly, Harris and Swift no longer communicate, but perhaps time has softened their hard feelings. Like Swift, Harris is in a happy relationship himself, as he married radio and TV personality Vic Hope in September 2023. He is also doing quite well career-wise, with gigs booked throughout the rest of 2024 in Spain, Germany, Las Vegas, and a few other places. Taylor Swift met Tom Hiddleston at the Met Gala on May 2, 2016, while she was still dating Calvin Harris. Very soon after that, Swift and Hiddleston were photographed kissing and holding hands. That was on June 15th, which means the romance could have started toward the end of May or in early June, but no one knows for sure. There was apparently no cheating, so Swift broke up with Harris before getting on the Hiddle train, but it was your classic rebound situation. Though the couple met each other's parents, they were broken up by September of that same year. Hiddleston told GQ in 2017, "She's generous and kind and lovely, and we had the best time."
She is amazing.
Once Hiddle Swift was kaput, the actor's dating life was kept quiet until he met Zawe Ashton while starring in a play together in March 2019. By August, they were assumed to be together, and in September 2019, they made their red carpet debut as a couple. The pair got engaged in March 2022 and had their first child in October 2022, although they have yet to disclose the baby's name or sex. Joe Alwyn was Taylor Swift's longest relationship, but also her most private. He was notoriously wary of the publicity that goes along with dating a pop superstar, so neither party discussed the relationship in interviews, and they never walked the red carpet together. All of the photos of them are paparazzi shots of them living life or leaving the occasional event hand in hand. Alwyn once told Total Film, "For me, I just don't feel it's something I want to offer up to be picked apart by people who don't know about it, and it's just not theirs to have." The couple were first reported to be dating in May 2017, although it has been speculated that they were secretly dating for many months by that point. Swift and Alwyn discreetly went Instagram official on May 8, 2018. Over the next handful of years, Swift wrote many songs about Alwyn, and some with Alwyn, and they both showed support for each other's careers. There were even engagement rumors, so their April 2023 breakup came as a huge shock to fans. When Swift later admitted she was lonely when dating Alwyn, the actor made a rare Instagram post, his first in 6 months. months. Alwyn may have dated his co-star Emma Laird since the split, leading to Swifties trolling the poor woman, but nothing else is known about his love life. His acting career is booming, with 4 upcoming projects, including the anticipated new Hamlet adaptation. Swifties were not happy when Taylor Swift linked up with the 1975's lead singer, Matty Healy, as he has a history of making problematic comments and courting controversies. He even threw shade at Swift way back in 2014, even though they only had a brief fling back then. He told Q magazine, "She wasn't a big impact on my life. It's just interesting to me how interested the world is about Taylor Swift. The reason I mention that is because if I had properly gone out with Taylor Swift, I would have been hell. I am not being Taylor Swift's boyfriend, you know? That's also a man thing, a emasculating thing. You can't come for mother like that and think the Swifties will forget." So when Healy and Swift struck up a casual romance in May 2023, few were on board. Then, while dating Swift, Healy made problematic comments about both Ice Spice and degrading pornography. Swift jumped ship on the relationship, which reportedly was always casual in nature, in June 2023. In September 2023, Healy began dating model and musician Gabriette Bechtel, with whom he is still involved.